Hey guys, Sam here. Today we'll ask the question, God, are you greater than our father Jacob?
The Lord bless you and keep
The story we're going to read today comes from John chapter 4. It's about the Samaritan woman at the well. I'm sure we've heard this story several times, but reading it this time, a particular verse really stuck out to me. We'll read from John chapter 4, verse 5. So he came to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near the plot of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied from his journey, sat thus by the well, and it was about the 6th hour. A woman of Samaria came to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." For his disciples had gone away into the city to buy food. Then the woman of Samaria said to him, "How is it that you, being a Jew, ask a drink from me, a Samaritan woman? For Jews have no dealings with Samaritans." Jesus answered and said to her, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it was who says to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." The woman said to him, "Sir, you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Where then do you get that living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well and drank from it himself, as well as his sons and his livestock?" When I read this verse this time, it really stood out to me. And honestly, it made me sad. Sad because I find myself asking this question at least 10 times a day. We have our set ways of doing things. We have our routine and how, just like the Samaritan woman had her routine. She came at the 6th hour, she brings her bucket, she puts it in the well, she gets the water out, and she goes back. And she does this every day. We have our way of doing things too. Sometimes it may not be the most honorable way. We may know that God has a different way, right? Where there's the living water versus the regular water. And we really don't care for it sometimes. We may have our way of taking shortcuts at work. There may be a better way, a more honorable way, a Christian way, but this is kind of how I do things. We may embellish some timesheets at work. We may speak inappropriately with people from the opposite sex if we are in a relationship. We may just say small lies and think that they're not that serious. These are these are routine things that we may overlook, but these are the difference between water and living water. The water that makes us thirst again, and the water that God will provide. So I find myself asking this several times a day. Not particularly, obviously, are you greater than Jacob? But if we replace Jacob with me, I'm basically telling God, I know this is the way you want me to do things, and this is the way I'm doing things. Every time I make the decision to do it my way, I'm asking this question. I'm saying, are you greater than me? Do you think you know better than me? When she asked this question, when I was reading it, I thought, if I was Jesus, and she asked me, are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well? My answer would be, yeah, just a little bit. God didn't do that to her. God said, okay, I understand that you have this water that you come and drink from, and it makes you thirsty again. Fine. But I have this water that will never make you thirst again. So he didn't answer in a way where your way is foolish and your way stinks and my way is much better. He's saying, no, I get you kind of have your set way of doing things, but try my way. You will never get thirsty again. And that was kind of the turning point, where she asked, where can I get this type of water? So what really stuck out to me was me finding myself making these small choices every day of how I do things. and how I think that I know better. And then God is saying, okay, this is how you're doing things, but come find the living water. Come draw from this well. Origen says something really cool about this passage. He says that there are different ways that people can draw from the well, from the same well. So in this example, there's three ways. The way that Jacob and his sons drew from the well, the livestock, and the Samaritan woman. It was all the same well, and he gives different examples of what each one meant. But for us, maybe a takeaway that stuck out to me from it was that our way may look different than others. My way of drawing from the well may look different than my wife's, or my family, or my coworker. So we can look at it two ways. First, the way of not judging others. If I have a way of drawing from the well of the living water, if I have a way of getting closer to God, of doing something, I don't have to judge others and say, no, you got to do it my way. My way's the best. And I know, personally speaking, this is very hard for me to do because of my arrogance, because thinking that I just do things certain ways and that it's better than anybody else's. So we have to practice and train ourselves. And then we can look at it the other way, where, yeah, I'm doing it this way, but maybe there's a better way. Maybe somebody's doing it a little better than me, or more righteous, or maybe I can learn from them. The thing is, it's not as easy to see. There's the water that we're going to be thirsty from again, and there's the living water. That way of doing it may not look as appealing, may not look as easy. It may not look, it may be hard to see, just in general. But Christ is saying, okay, here's your way, and this is the way that you can thirst again, but try my living water where you will never thirst. Not to judge anybody, to judge ourselves, to look internally and see, okay, how can I draw from this well? What is the best way that I can draw from this well uniquely, with my own talents, with my own abilities, that I can see that I put these small decisions away every day, where I'm choosing my way, that I can choose the living water. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace.
The Lord turn